Hello, welcome back. This is Paul Calderon, SLO coordinator. Okay, so we've found out how to find our SLO courses. I'm sorry, our courses and the SLO information. We found the tab on submitting the SLOs, the forms to fill out. It's very simple. So you're going to, here is the SLO right here. And then you have the criteria. And for this particular SLO, there's an open-ended essay question. These are the methodologies that were used. Open-ended essay questions, true and false tests, journal responses. So this is very simple. If you can fill out an email, send an email, you can do this. It's easy. You have the date of the analysis. Next, you have the data analysis. So this is your final sort of thoughts on what all the data means. When you look at everything, all the tests that you've given, the assignments, the success or lack of success, you're going to sit back and sort of think about all this information and give your professional analysis, your insight into improvement, what needs to change, et cetera, et cetera. Then you're going to, let's see, let me put this in here. Actually, I'm going to wait to handle the data analysis last so that I can enter all the information and then come back to my analysis. Okay, so I'm going to put in the reporting period. I'm putting facilitators only. The conclusion, was the criteria met or not met? And in this case, I'll put met. I'm going to put my name next. Section number. I'm going to put the phase. So the initial assessment and dialogue, formerly were for phases 1 and 2, is now phase A. And phase B is reassessment and dialogue, which was formerly phase 3 and 4. We truncated the 4 phases, simplified it into 2 phases, so that when you give your assessment, you're also going to give your dialogue. So I'm going to come down here and select what phase this is. Let's say this is phase A. Now I'm going to select the assessment methods. So let's say I gave them a test. If I have more than 2 methods for assessment, I'm going to hold down the control key, that little key in the bottom left corner of the keyboard that says CTRL. That's the control key. I'm going to hold it down and simultaneously press the mouse key, left click. Now I have 2 methods of assessment selected. And I can go on and on and on for however many methods that I used. Again, the methods are completely up to you. No one is mandating or dictating to you what type of methods you use for your assessment. It's completely up to you. So the next one I'm going to put is the total number of students enrolled in the class at the time of the assessment. So let's say I had 30 in the class. Now I'm going to put the total number of students who completed the assessment. Let's say only, I don't know, 28 came. 28. I had 2 students absent. So the next one would be the rubric for achieving the SLO. And I would put that information here for each level of the rubric. And then underneath that, I would put the number of students that qualified or fell under that section of the rubric for the SLO. So let's say the student will, I don't know, master library. Let's say master research researching main topics on Google. Of course, I'm just making this up. This does not pertain to this class. And I'm going to say, let's say how many students achieved that out of the 28 that took it. Maybe only, let's say, 25. I don't know. Let's make it interesting. 10 exceeded. Did very extremely well. Then I would put the next one here, what the next rubric rating is. And that's up to you. And then I'll put the number that achieved that. Let's say, I don't know, yeah, 20. 20 of them demonstrated that they can do that, part of the rubric. And then the same for those rating rubric scales that do not achieve the SLO. And this would be another 10. Oops, I'm sorry. This would be the this would be the actual explanation of this portion of the rubric. And then underneath that, the number of students that did not achieve that would be 10. So all my numbers add up to the complete number of students in my class. And in this portion, since I am in phase 1 or phase A, I would include my dialogue. So let's say if the method, how you dialogue is up to you. If you're meeting with your peers, if you're having a phone conference, I know that some people have created a wiki online for the online classes. They use the discussion boards in etudes for some teachers. There's different methods. However you want to discuss your SLOs with your peers is up to you. So you're going to mention that how you dialogued in this section. Met with I don't know, Professor Calderon, and concluded that ... So I would say I met with someone and we talked about X, Y, and Z in the class, or if you are an instructor or if you are one of those instructors who have a class and you're the only instructor that teaches that class, you would put some more. You would put you would put information regarding self-dialogue here. So you're sort of having this conversation with yourself. You get to take yourself out for coffee. The next one is you're going to review your assessment data and dialogue results. And you're going to identify what works and what can be improved and how. Okay, based off of your self-dialogue or your faculty dialogue here. You're going to put that information down here. What works, what needs to be changed, what needs to be tweaked. And if there are changes that need to be made to the assessment or other type of changes in the classroom, you can make the suggestions here. Changes to the pedagogy or changes to the core record or none. And then you can input your action plan. How are you going to implement these changes? And it could be something as simple as I'm going to incorporate a new take-home assignment for the students, or I'm going to create 3 short quizzes that address the SLO, or I'm going to, let's say if I was suggested an assignment from another instructor, I'm going to incorporate that assignment into my classroom now. So that's what you would put in here for the action plan for the pedagogy. If you need an action change to the core record, you would suggest that here in the next box. If you're going to discuss changes with your chair, you would state that here. If you're going to request a description change, you would enter that here. Then you're going to put in your actions taken on the plan. What previous actions have you taken? And that would come in this box. And then you would have your course cycle reflection, which would be what changes would you suggest, if any, to the outcome process. Once I have all this stuff filled out, then I can come back up here and sort of give my own analysis, or the overall analysis of all the information, of all this, the rubrics, the grading, the conversation, this entire burrito. I can now give my analysis on this section right here. Once I've done that, I'm going to save it. Oh, it's not letting me save because it's telling me I have some stuff missing, which I'm not going to fill out. Okay, so once you're done, I can save it, and that's it.